A couple of days ago, I had a listener reach out and share a TikTok video with me and said, it's an interesting story you should probably follow up on. And I did follow up on it, and it is an interesting story, and it led to the Illinois Secretary of State at least responding to a request for comment, issuing an apology to a veteran who shared on that social media channel her negative encounter at a driver service facility down in Belleville. Good morning. It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News and Talk. And the TikToker, Jackie Shadwick, she posted a video late last week, and it's been seen nearly 500,000 times on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I've got way too many social media channels myself, so I was able to click through and watch Shadwick's video, and it wasn't just one video. It was a series of videos, even one posted on Tuesday. And I'd love to hear from you at some point throughout, and you can always call in at 217-629-7970, your interactions with Secretary of State facilities. Again, you can email bishoponair@gmail.com, or you can call live right now at 217-629-7970. But let's go ahead and hear and watch some of what Jackie Shadwick had to say about her encounter at the DMV, the driver service facilities. She's a veteran. She was wanting to get some service to get an updated driver's license so she could apply for benefits, for veterans benefits. And this is how she said the situation went down.
I'm really annoyed. I don't know if this is a hill I want to die in or not, but I just feel like it's like when people start power tripping on rights, it's not fair. It's not right. The West Belleville, Illinois DMV, and the website says, the Secretary of State website says that veterans can walk in. And due to a complicated situation, I'm here and I'm trying to walk in, and they're denying me service because they're telling me that I need to go put my uniform on. It's been 20 years. Veterans don't have uniforms. I'm not in active service. I don't have a uniform to put on. And so they're making me wait an hour to talk to a supervisor because they want me to go put my uniform on in order to be able to walk in. So let's just start with when the manager came out. She came out, I complimented her necklace, trying to diffuse the situation, and it was a cute necklace. And I notified her that I was going to record the conversation. I was not recording her person, just the conversation. She said I was absolutely not allowed to record her. And I said, okay, I'm respectful. I will turn my phone off. And so I stopped it. And at that point, she said, I'm calling the police. And I was like, why? And she said, because I said I was going to record. And I was like, well, I showed her my phone that it was off. I turned it off, and she said, well, you said you were going to record, and so I'm calling the police. And I said, okay, if that makes you feel more comfortable, and if you feel that I am threatening you in any way, and you would like to escalate this to that degree, absolutely, whatever to make you more comfortable, call the police. I will wait right here. Right? Call my mom, and I'm like, Mom, they're calling the police on me. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I need you on the phone to be my witness. They won't let me record. I don't. And so I was just waiting there. I started crying. I feel so overwhelmed at this point. And she comes out a while later on speakerphone. I have no idea who she's talking to. She comes out on speakerphone, and she goes, I have this woman here, and she does not have an appointment, and she's refusing to allow us to make an appointment for her. And I was like, what? I didn't see it, but I'm like, liar, pants on fire. That is why I wanted to record. Oh my God, totally gaslighting me. And so I was like, excuse me. I don't know who you are, but that is not what happened. Excuse me. So she said the only thing she could do is making me an appointment. And at that point, I felt like it was sweeping under the rug. You know, this is wrong, and nobody's doing anything about it. And so I have a voice. And so I told her, no, this is a problem. You're ultimately responsible. You're the captain of the ship, and you know it's wrong. So she made an appointment. I walked in. They were extremely rude. The first lady I kept trying to ask questions to, and she turned her She turned around and wouldn't even talk to me. And so I got my driver's license, and I can now apply for my veterans benefits. And that's all I wanted to do. I just need a driver's license with the corrected information. Now this is the hill I'll die on. Now this is my cause. I will be the face of the wronged veterans at the DMV. I don't. Okay? Because here's the thing. It is so disrespectful to tell a veteran that they need to put their uniform on, or I need to be in uniform. I served my country honorably, and I laid my uniform to rest. And I am a veteran, and I love my country, and I'm thinking of every other veteran that has gone into this location that is turned away or denied service, and it's wrong. So I'm looking at you, Jessie White, Secretary of State. There needs to be training. Every state employee should know what a veteran is. That should be fundamental. So, that is what I'm going to require, and I'm not going to stop till it happens. This needs to be fixed, and here we are.
So again, that's clips from Jackie Shadwick on TikTok sharing her interaction with staff at a driver service facility down in Belleville, Illinois. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this, but also about your interactions you've had at the DMV. You can always call in live and local at 217-629-7970. That's the phone number. But I did reach out to the Secretary of State's office for comment, and they replied saying that well, first they confirmed Jackie Shadwick's story, and then they said they apologized. We apologize to Ms. Shadwick for the unacceptable way she was treated at the facility. They went on to say that no veteran deserves this type of treatment, and they're reminding driver service facilities statewide that veterans should receive expedited service without an appointment. They're not required to be in uniform, they said. In addition, we will specifically hold training with staff at the Belleville service facility on this important issue. And the Secretary of State's office also noting that Jesse White is a veteran himself, and he holds veterans to the highest esteem and appreciates their service to the country. White himself was first in the U.S. Army's 101st Airborne Division and then a member of the Illinois National Guard Army Reserve. So what do you think? Is that enough? Is the Secretary of State's office saying, we'll train more? Is that going to do it? 217-629-7970. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Morning, Greg.
Hey.
Yeah, man, that seems to be what's going on with the one here on Dirkston. I'm a veteran, and I had the same issue about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I have a Class A CDL. Due to the nature of my job, I wasn't able to get there till real close to my birthday. And when I got there, you know, like the manager, the same person this young lady was talking about, the manager started an issue. She started rude. I found out as I was walking out, a girl pulled me to the side that actually worked there. She said, just was working.
Your phone's breaking up just a little bit. What did she say?
There were no new tests taken after 4:30. Oh. When I looked at the clock, it was 4:15. And it was a Friday, and she was trying to go home. My birthday was on that next coming Tuesday. And, you know, without your CDL, you can't go to work.
Right.
So I ended up getting it done on Saturday down at the Klein facility. But nonetheless, it seems to be like Secretary of State policy to just have rude managers.
Well, and listen, I'm not a veteran, so I can't share my experience in this capacity that you're sharing and that Jackie Shadwick shared on TikTok. But I think it's one of those things where across the board, people might feel snubbed or feel lesser than if they go to the driver service facilities. It's kind of one of those tropes, so to speak, that you just don't get the greatest service at the DMV. 217-629-7970. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
You know, my question, Greg, is why are we making appointments anyway? The pandemic's over with. Why isn't everybody at the state of Illinois working full time? Why are some of them?
Why are there so many agencies that still don't have their staff back in their offices?
Yeah. I mean, the governor keeps telling us that we're all back at work since June, except for they're not. I mean, even agencies like state police are only working 3 days a week. Yeah. Why?
Well, and I'll tell you, listen, the Secretary of State's office, they actually did come back into somewhat capacity. They had their, COVID mitigations and whatnot, but they were one of the state agencies that did start offering services. The Illinois Department of Employment Security, that's a different story. They had their offices closed for well over a year. And they were an office that was just getting beat up with all kinds of claims because the governor shut down the economy. And it cost all kinds of people their jobs, and they needed unemployment benefits.
Do you remember when our idiot governor said, we were very proud to say that we hired a firm out of Texas in order to be able to handle the overflow at the Department of Unemployment? I'm like, why aren't you hiring the people that are showing up at the Department of Unemployment, you idiot?
That's an interesting point, but your characterization of the governor. Appreciate the call. 217-629-7970 is the phone number. We'll take one more here. Good morning. You're on WMAY.
Good morning, sir. I'd say that the service should extend well beyond veterans. I mean, I'm a veteran, but I'm pulling for the citizen like you. You didn't have your story, or you didn't say your story, but I'm saying we should all be treated the same because we're American citizens.
And we're taxpayers, and we're paying for these services. Listen, I understand giving a preference to veterans who volunteered to serve the country, and thank you for your service. My story is I just kind of keep my head down. I've had to wait 2 hours to deal with either getting a new driver's license or having to correct the address on my driver's license, which didn't match my FOID card, and then it could have made my FOID card invalid. That was a whole ordeal. But regardless, I think that there's this concept, this notion that being a taxpayer and trying to get services from the agencies you're paying taxes to, some people feel like it's like pulling teeth, and it's a nuisance, and it shouldn't be that way.
Right. Nobody's special in this country. Nobody. Not the president, not the governors, nobody. We're all the same. And actually, we're their boss.
Yep.
And people don't realize that. And I want them back to work, just like we are out here as private citizens. We're letting the governors and the presidents make executive orders, and we the people are the boss, and nobody is special.
Yeah.
So we all as citizens need to take back control of what's going on and quit thinking that these politicians are special people. We are their boss, and that needs to be understood. Thank you for having this conversation.
Absolutely, and we're the taxpayers that are paying their salaries, period, end of story. Appreciate the calls. Got to take a break. It is Springfield's Morning News. I'm Greg Bishop on 92.7 WMAY, Springfield's News.